Hello, this is Toby with Birdsong Studios. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate your time, your attention, and your openness to these messages. This reading is for Pisces. Pisces, this may resonate for you if you have Pisces as your sun, moon, rising, or north node. We'll be doing a reading around the energies and information on the upcoming full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio, which occurs on May the 5th. Pisces, this will be the final in this series of Scorpio eclipses, which began on May the 15th and 16th of 2022. The second one was on October 25th of 2022. So this is a bit of a culmination point and integration of the information, the themes of those times, and the learning, the knowledge that's been gained through that process for you, Pisces. So it may be interesting for you or helpful to look back at those times, mid-May of last year, October, and then October 25th, to see what themes were prominent in your life at that time. We are going to start with the Life Soul Vision Oracle by Romy Weiser. We will get the overall energy for this time frame for this full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio for you, Pisces. Thank you, Spirit. And then we will go to the tarot and get a little bit more information using the light and shadow spread. Okay, starting out, Sacred Soul Union, Pisces. This is beautiful. Card number 6. I'm sorry, card number 51. It reduces down to 6. I can't talk. Card number 6 in the tarot is the Lover's card. So, it looks like themes of these soul connections, and this kind of came up for Sagittarius as well. Scorpio is a fellow water sign for you, Pisces. So, and with Scorpio, we have the theme of and the energies of death and rebirth, of transformation. And oftentimes in our lives, we find these soul connections that are instigators for our transformation on some level. They can be so healing. They can also be very revealing and triggering, but it's through those interactions and the contrast and the resonance that we find so much healing. It's in the mirroring of ourselves and what we've experienced back from this other soul that we can see ourselves, and we can recognize where the healing needs to take place, and oftentimes through this connection we find these openings for allowing that healing to come in and be fulfilled, I'm hearing. So this is a really, really beautiful time for you, Pisces. You may, if you're in such a union, I feel like the healing properties of this connection are going to be highlighted for you. If you are not, I really feel like around the eclipse in the sign of Scorpio coming up, that you may find this type of connection coming in for you, whether it's in a love connection or a friend, a family member that you are reconnecting with. It is also, we are also in Mercury Retrograde. It could be someone you're reconnecting with, but it's this soul recognition. Again, that's what came up in Sagittarius too, that, and recognizing the healing, that the medicine that comes through these connections that we have with other people, with other souls in our lifetime. So we're going to go to the tarot now. This is the Gilded Tarot by Cyril Marchetti, and we are going to look at the First, we're going to start with the light aspects, and then we'll look at the shadow, what is in the shadow. What's kind of been coming up is, for some of the signs, it seems like the placement for the light ends up being what we're aware of right now, and then the shadow is related to what we're not aware of or what's hidden from us at this time. And then we'll also pull cards for the energies around the yin energy, or the divine feminine, and then also yang and divine masculine. Okay, so let's see, what do we have for the light here for Pisces for this full moon in Scorpio, please, Spirit? Pisces for the full moon in Scorpio, thank you. Okay, to start, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, that's really beautiful energy. Very grounded, nurturing, some motherly energy. She is a bit of a caretaker. She also is, embodies an energy of someone that you would go to for advice. Someone who comes from a very grounded and wise place. We have the Five of Swords. And this is interesting. That's a sense of defeat. Okay, let's get one more for in the light. It's of overcoming. It's also, I'm getting this sense of someone who wins at all costs. Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is being caught up in your head. It's not being able to see the truth for what it is, because as you can see, this figure, she is blindfolded and her hands appear to be bound, but they're really not. If she pulled her hands apart, she could easily take off this blindfold, and you could see she could easily remove herself from this bit of imprisonment. So it's a state of mind. All right, I'm going to do one more for the light aspect for you, Pisces. Let's, I'm going to be more specific. Let's ask about this Queen of Pentacles, please. Ask about this Queen of Pentacles, please. Because I almost get the feeling that this Queen of Pentacles might be someone else. No, this is you. This is something you're working towards. But there is something that is keeping you trapped in your head. Pisces, sometimes there are things we just have to let go of. Remember how I said this Five of Swords? I get this sense of someone who has to be right. You've put a lot of energy into creating, nurturing, nourishing, growing this new sense of stability for yourself. And you've reached this point of being very grounded and being very in tune with nature, in tune with yourself, in tune with what nourishes you and what nourishes what you're creating. But I feel like something is going to come up around, and it is likely involves a soul connection. Okay, remember when I said there are people in that these connections, as beautiful as they are, they can be very triggering. But they're meant to be, because they are very, it's through the triggering that we can see the wound, right? If we take a moment to witness it, and I took a deep breath because that's what you're being invited to do. If you get to a point, and I feel like with this eclipse, you are going to be triggered by something, and it's this sense of being right about something. But sometimes even we can push to be right to the point of harming another, and then what sort of victory is that? Because this other figure is beaten down, and this other figure appears to have passed. So he's taken all the swords. Okay, hang on a second, because now it seems like it's flipping around. Hang on just a second, Pisces. Okay, I'm always getting, it's like I'm seeing this flip within you, and this is what's getting you caught up in your head. There's this triggering where you feel like you want to be right, but then what you've been working towards with this new stability within yourself and understanding yourself, it's like you want to take all the swords and just take them away so that the battle is over. I feel like there's going to be this, isn't there this definition here between the pentacles over here and then the swords over here? So making sure with this, and I feel like it's going to come through a soul connection of some sort. I'm going to look at what's in the shadow. That's going to help flesh this out a little bit for us, Pisces. But there is going to be something that's triggering, and Scorpio is asking you to, this is revealing the wounds for you. This is revealing what your patterns have been when triggered in the past. Yeah, it's about a connection. We have the Lovers. Okay, what else do we have in the shadow, please, Spirit? But it's almost, I'm getting, see how the masculine in this card is transparent? So I'm getting the sense for you that it's something from the past. This is something going on with a connection is going to trigger a wound from the past for you. And that's where this contrast comes in. You're getting stuck in your head because the trigger, the wound, is bringing up this need to be right and prove that you're right at all costs. But the healed part of you, Pisces, wants to pick up the swords and stop the fight. Stop the conflict. And I get the sense of stopping the conflict so that then you can move forward in a balanced way. But look, this is the Wheel of Fortune. This is what's hidden in the shadow. And remember what I said about how these unions, these soul connections come along for our highest good. Did I say that? Maybe I didn't say that. But they do. They come along for our highest good. These things happen to help us grow, to help us heal. And this Wheel of Fortune is here. What's hidden from you is that this is happening for a reason, that it is destined, that it is meant to happen at this time, at this point on your path. It's meant to show you something. We've got the Hangman, the flipping of the perspective. It's meant to highlight something to you about your past, about the past wounding, and how you can flip the perspective, see yourself, see your reaction, see the situation from a different viewpoint, from the healed viewpoint, not the wounded viewpoint. Okay? This is going to be very important, and this is going to be triggered around this eclipse in Scorpio. Okay, let's look at the divine feminine energies. and what we have going on there. What do we have for the divine feminine energies for the sign of Pisces, please? Seven of Cups. This is that sense of many options and not knowing, not making a choice. This sense of being a little overwhelmed by these options. And we have the Four of Cups. Again, I'm getting this sense of a bit of avoidance in the divine feminine energy. Okay, hang on. All of a sudden the cards got wonky. Let me shuffle real quick. That was interesting. I don't know what happened there with that energy, but that was very weird. We're going to pull next for the divine masculine energy. The Magician keeps popping up here. Okay, so the divine masculine energies for Pisces for this full moon, lunar eclipse in Scorpio, please, Spirit. A star. Healing. This is the healing. It's a sign of Aquarius, but it is the sign of healing. Okay, what else do we have for divine masculine yang energy for the sign of Pisces, please, Spirit? Celebration. Wow. Okay. I'm going to do one more for the divine feminine, because the divine feminine is, there's so much water energy out here. I mean, you're a water sign. Scorpio is a water sign as well. This is really interesting to me. Queen of Wands. Okay. So, Pisces. Okay, we talked about changing your perspective and being aware. What is hidden from you is that this change of perspective is divinely timed. And I also get the sense of the wheel turning as in the ending of a cycle. It's almost like you have the ability, by changing your perspective, by changing your, that's where the Queen of Wands comes in, by changing your reaction to this situation, to actually turn the wheel yourself and begin a new cycle. One that is built on what you've been growing here. One that's going to take you from the Queen of Pentacles to the Empress. It's bringing healing and it's bringing celebration and joy. But what it requires of you is to embody, to not get caught up. I think the Seven of Cups is a Neptunian type energy, and Neptune is your ruling planet, Pisces. It can be this sense of illusion and fantasy, and so not making a choice, but not making a choice is a choice. And so, but it's, in this case, it feels like taking the yin energy to an extreme of moving into, just as my my words are, moving into a bit of a state of paralysis. So the shift that needs to happen here is sparking your Queen of Wands energy, this confidence, this feminine confidence, and passion and desire and drive to solidify this healing that you've been working so hard on, that you've been nurturing, and that you have been growing, that is about to bloom. It's about to bloom. It needs some fire energy. It needs your divine feminine to be confident in the receiving of information here, to be confident in this shift of perspective, to be confident in what you've created already, to be confident in being. Remember how I talked about the Queen of Pentacles as someone you would go to for advice because she has that life wisdom, that knowledge, that life experience? Be confident in your experience. What have you learned through these past experiences? Not just the wounding, not just the trauma, okay? What did you gain from that? You're going to need to draw on that and use that as the fire here to get you out of this paralysis. Yes, take a pause, okay? Don't react when and this trigger comes through. But also don't go so far to the pause that nothing happens. And you end up not being able to even recognize the gift within this situation. Because I feel like the Seven of Cups is so tied to the Eight of Swords here. It's this being blindfolded and having so many things floating around you, but the things floating around you you've created in your mind and even in your energetic space. It's this illusion that gets tied up between our emotional state when our mind is running wild with us, running away from us, creating this illusion of being imprisoned and shackled. So with this solar eclipse, through this process again, remember I talked about through this process, there's this healing, there's the celebration, and I feel like there's this elevation then of whether it's this particular soul connection or another one that follows it. It is an elevation. You have the opportunity to turn the wheel based upon your choices and how you react in this situation. Okay, Pisces, I am going to leave it there. I hope this was helpful, and I would love to hear your comments, hear how it resonated for you. Wishing you all the best. Again, I thank you so much for your time, your attention, your openness to these messages. If you would like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you're notified when I upload again next. And wishing you all the best. Thank you so much for being here, and I will talk to you again soon.